Hello and thanks for joining us this beautiful day on Oweleketv Business Time. My name is Chiwendo Osisiago. Today we'll be discussing on the topic wealth creation in a challenging economy. And of course, my guest is here in the studio to discuss on that. But before you meet my guest, we'll take a quick break now, and after the break, we'll continue.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from the break. And if you're just joining us, this is Oweleketv Business Time. Like I said, we'll be discussing on the topic wealth creation in a challenging economy. My guest is here in the studio. He is a financial analyst. He is Mr. John Ochai. You're welcome to Oweleketv Business Time.
It's a privilege for having me here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, going straight to the topic for today. As a financial analyst, what can you say about the financial state of the economy at the moment?
Well, to be honest with us, the financial state of the economy is not quite palatable. It's not quite encouraging. But we are looking forward to, because it's not quite long that a new administration set in, and then they are working on how to rehabilitate the economy. So in that light, we are hoping that maybe they are going to make a change. I think as of today, dollar is depreciating a little bit in favor of Naira. So for that, we believe that, yes, if we do the due diligence and do the forensic audit and put the right people in place in charge of the economy, things will be better than we hope for.
So are you saying that in your own assessment, we are improving?
Yeah. We are improving a bit.
A bit.
Yes,
All right, okay, sir. Okay, what is the impact of the present situation the impact it has now? What will it make on businesses at the moment now?
Yeah, when you look at impact, and before we talk about impact, we need to look at the sectors where it's being hit, And then when you look at the sector, you have to look at the impact each of the sector is affected. Then when the effects affect different sector in Nigeria, because I have said it before that if you don't buy in Naira, you can never grow Naira. It is when we concentrate more on the dollar, and once the dollar is not enough to match up the foreign exchange differences, then automatically every sector is worse hit. And then that is why when Mr. President Bola Tinubu came in, the focal point on his goal was how to able to work and balance the exchange rate so that the depreciations of Naira could a little bit appreciated, so that at least dollar could not have much impact in the economy. And that is why when the new finance minister and then the new CBN governor came in, the first thing they did was to match up the rate of Naira at the same with the bureau de change in the parallel market, because what we have a different gap margin before, when people will go for Naira in the official rate and they will get the money from the deposit money bank. At the end of the day, what do? They will take it to the parallel market to go and get it. And then if you look at the different margins, so some people overnight became rich, because they have access to the FS and they go to the black market, which was not healthy in the economy. So when Tinubu came in, they did what they call forensic audit to know what is the difference between bureau de change and all that. And the first thing they recap is to match up, and then CBNI gave a directive to all commercial banks to, assuage the parallel markets and then the normal government official market within the bank. So the difference was just like Kobo and Naira. So because of that, a lot of people focus. I can see just of recent time, Dangote said he's going to repatriate all his dollar back to the country. So many people begin to have hope And because of that, they have to repatriate their dollar back to the country, which means it's going to make the economy healthy because it's going to make Nigeria Naira stronger. And then Nigeria Naira will begin to appreciate a little bit. And then until the right thing is being done. And I believe with the present CBN governor and with the present finance minister and Bola Tinubu, with what we have seen he has done before, I believe rainy days is coming for the country, for Naira to be appreciated.
All right, thank you. Now, looking at the topic, we say wealth creation in a challenging economy. Let's go straight to small and medium enterprises. A lot of small businesses are dying at the moment, and most of these businesses actually took loan for them to sustain their businesses. What is the way forward for a business owner at the moment who are still managing to thrive with the whole loan they've collected from banks?
Okay, before we go into that, first and foremost, what is wealth creation? Wealth creation is a accumulations of assets, and financial plan strategy on how to diversify in a different goal that tailor with your aspirations of creating the wealth, isn't it? Now, sometimes when we say small businesses are dying, yes, in a democracy, any business that cannot survive the test of time definitely will crop up and die. And the period that a business can sustain, whether to survive or die, is 5 years from the existing when it is birthed, isn't it? And because of that, yes, in every society, we have different peculiarity in every world. Nigeria shore is not different from other shore. And the reason why I say Nigeria shore is not different from other shore is this. Yes, every other economy, we have a new existing business that cannot stand to the policy of the government. Sometimes they fizzle out of the market, you understand, because they cannot sustain the business, so they liquidate. But I understand to the fact that, yes, with the economic policy and the strategies in Nigeria, some business will not survive it. But those who have a good economics behind their businesses, whether it's small or big, you understand, the share will not a little bit affect them because they have to downsize and cut their costs and at the same time focus and be able to drive in such a way that, yes, when they create, let's say, a thin line management, you understand, cut costs and leave behind the ostentations, kind of lifestyle, they were able to survive. So what you think you cannot do, then you don't have to dabble into it. You have to cut and then strategize and plan for the sustainability of that business or that entity. The problem that people have that they don't know how to invest is because sometimes we are not monopoly of knowledge. And people don't really understand some certain businesses. And when you don't understand a particular business, don't venture into it. You have to look for an expert. You have to engage their advice. You have to engage them to, you have to engage in training skills, acquisitions to ensure that, yes, what you are investing, even if you are not there, the business will definitely move. But you need to understand in case if your attention is needed. And secondly, we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. That is what many people do. What you should do by having 1 million is to look into different kind of business that 1 million can go in. And then look at the turnover. Then there is what they call return of investment, isn't it? So the return of investment determines. So we have different type of return of investment. Which one will be favorable to you or to your firm? And then when you look at the one that is favorable to you, then you choose and have what they call financial decision before you have an investment done. So if you are investing 100,000 naira in this way from the 1 million you mentioned, I want to just downsize a little bit. For instance, now, if you have 1 million, you don't have to take the entire 1 million and just say, because I have 1 million to go and put into a business. You can divide the 1 million into 3. You understand? In, let's say, 1-to-3 ratio, isn't it? Yes. How do you do that? You might say, okay, 300,000 500,000, remaining 200,000, right?
Okay.
So you put the 500,000 into a business you think, you understand, is healthy based on the advice that you understand and the guide that have been given to you. Then you can also decide to keep, 300,000, not to maintain other stuff around you that will sustain your existing business. You can look at a different platform of models of investment. Then you put the 200,000 naira there, so that if one fails, you can fall back to another. That is what it means by diversifying into different things. And that is why most of us at times, when we were diversifying, when you look at the advertisements and we look at maybe the way they package the information before us, we just jump into it without asking questions. And when you put your money there, before you know what happened, the money disappears.
All right. So I have someone that asked me yesterday, because she knows I anchor business program. She asked me about a million naira she has in her account, and she wants to invest in supermarkets, like a mini store. So now, out of the 1 million naira, she's supposed to get a shop and other things. Do you think it's advisable for her to use the 1 million naira to start a mini shop?
First and foremost, she really understand how supermarket works? That is the first question she needs to ask herself. Secondly, has she practiced or worked in a superstore before? Or has she engaged on how supermarket works? And I'll be of the opinion that you can't just take 1 million and say, let me invest all the 1 million to the superstore. You can divide the money into two by having 400,000 or 300,000 on grant and invest the 700,000. And then you shouldn't look at jumping from away all the way to Abuja. You should also cite a location, because in a business, you have to think of what you want to sell, what is your target customer, to whom you are setting up the business for. I know, yes, Nigeria is an open market, that yes, anywhere you put even an informal business, people patronize it. But what are the models of operandi? What are the strategies you're putting in place for those things? So those are just questions that you need to ask yourself. Because the reason why you see that many businesses fail, many investments fail, sometimes there is no background check, sometimes they don't ask questions. People just get money because the money comes in and they think of an idea. And at the end of the day, that's okay, now I have identified the idea. What are the selective processes that you need to do? So before you think of expansion, then before you think of execution. So the first thing he should, or every other person out there listening to us at this moment, you don't just jump into a business without understanding business, because there are technicality in it.
True.
The accounting procedure, what are the principles of accounting are you going to use in that business? Is your business registered? Or are you thinking to register the business with CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC? Do you have a specialty that have to come in? Do you have an accountant? Do you have what knowledge do you have that you can profile yourself on before you venture into the business? So you can't just walk into a supermarket because you see the blossoming nature of the supermarket. Then because money comes to you, you now look at this supermarket, and because this supermarket is so growing in the eye, I need to venture into that and begin to admire a business. So don't admire business from afar. You have to get, because there are a lot behind. So those technicality, you need to understand the technicality, because when you understand the technicality, you have already known. So you know where to cut, you know your target customer, you know your vendor that you are getting all those things, all those items that you are going to sell to the people from. When you have all those understanding, then you sit down, x-ray to say, is it going to be healthy if I did this? If it's not, then you decide what to do and then look into.
All right, thank you so much. I want to talk about the dollar and naira, saga, the whole thing. A few months back, dollar was on the high side. It was about 1,135 to a dollar, but at the moment that's come down. But now things are still high in the market. Transportation is worse now. People were thinking that probably when the dollar comes down, everything will be, suitable and convenient for Nigerians. But what can you say about that? Because things in the market are still increasing. The transportation is still on the high side.
The basic thing that we didn't understand about the dollar difference with naira, sometimes you don't expect that, okay, the little fractions of dollar and naira gain will automatically affect the businesses in the markets and all that. Technically, dollar and fuel are the major impact when it comes to increase in price of goods and services in the market. For instance, now, Nigeria, where we were waiting for Mr. President Bola Tinubu to come in and reduce the fuel price, because once price of fuel is skyrocketed, automatically every other thing follows suit.
Sure.
Because it is only fuel that majorly increase the price of goods and services, because once our transportation is high, automatically everything will definitely go high. But if you even look at it, that if Nigeria had been fair at this time, because if you equate the transportation rate to the fuel price in the filling station, automatically what we pay as fare is even cheaper compared. For instance, now I take an instances from those who are moving from the suburbs down to Abuja City, let's say Suleja or Gwagwalada or Marabanyanya. For instance, from Masaka to Abuja before, it was 200 naira, when fuel is 220, 217, depends of which. But at this point in time, the fuel literally increased from 217 to 517, now even 640. Yeah, 640. And at the same time, people who the commuter are still paying 500. So if you do your mathematical for accuracy, for you to get what that, we are ordinarily paying 300 when let's say 300 as that when it was 200. Yeah. Now it's 6 something. We are supposed to be paying 900 from all the way down to Abuja. But at the same time, people cap it because they can't stretch themselves beyond what they earn, isn't it? So because as fuel increasing, the paycheck also supposed to increase because our wages is still low. You understand? So it's assumed that what you get, you understand, from the paycheck automatically is drained from the market and transportation. Now, I always say this too for the second point that I want to also relate to the increase. For instance, now we are just a mono economy, meaning we depend solely on fuel. You know, the crude oil we produce and send it to abroad for us to gain dollars. That is the practice and the culture we have been practicing over time. You can't just, repatriate your crude oil and you earn in dollar. You say, okay, you want to gain in dollar to reduce your dollar. No, that is for those in charge, that is an economic fallacy, because the peculiarities of American is different from the peculiarities of Nigeria. What we should do to bring the dollars down is to automatically buy everything in naira. If share want to buy, share shouldn't buy in dollar, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because with your money, we can still, if naira in Nigeria gain, in favor of a dollar, if you go to international market that you want to balance your trade receipt, what happens? You can equate your naira to dollar, just the way we 1970 to 1960 something, when Nigeria gained more than dollar in a kobo. What happened? If you go to international wise to buy goods, your money is more valuable. Now, even people will prefer using your money to the money which we are, currently, appreciating. Are you getting it? Because what makes currency not being appreciated is because if the currency is depreciated, it's worthless. And if your currency is worthless, people don't look for towards that currency. They will begin to search elsewhere, because we are human beings wired for gain and profit. And that is why in business you maximize profit, isn't it? Yes. And if the profit you are trying to maximize is not forthcoming, you demise different policy and strategy on how to maximize the profit. So now, if people depreciate the international world will come with it paralyze your country with dollar, euro, and pound sterling, isn't it? they dominate your economy. And when they dominate your economy, they repatriate their money. And when they repatriate the money, automatically become empty in the house. There is what they call world order. Every country wants to be strong. And the only thing that can make you to be strong is for your currency to be strong. And when your currency is strong, your currency becomes a dominant currency. Just like dollar is a dominant currency all over the world. Any market you enter is dollar, dollar, dollar that will be singing, isn't it? And because of dollar is controlled, and America controls the World Bank, they control the IMF. And what happened? The dollar becomes the major currency that dominates every other market. And once you are bringing every other, so there is a tussle. Because if you are a firstborn in the family, you want to maintain, that seniority. So they will always maintain the seniority so that nobody will come to shine there. So, but in a wisdom and wise nature, when you have a technical in the system, what you should do, ordinarily, ab initio, to try as much as you can to come with a strategy. You understand? By bringing your economic policy that will be healthy so that you build the economy within before you think of bringing the outside. You understand? Building the outside. So once we're able to match up with that, automatically anything that you want in terms of naira to come down, for goods and services to become so cheap, for better welfare of a citizen.
Honestly, I know things are really happening in Nigerians. The transportation, inflation, a lot of things are happening and everybody's feeling the heat. But one thing he said, Mr. John Ochai, the financial analyst, said, we should not be tired. We should keep on thriving one day. As they always say, it go better one day. And the second thing he said is that we should cut down on our expenditures. Be it government, household, businesses, whatever you do at this point in time, you need to really cut down your expenditure. We don't need to spend like the way we spent last year. A lot of things are happening now, so you need to be careful of how you spend your funds. And that's the much we have for you today on Oweleketv Business Time. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. John Ochai for coming on Oweleketv Business Time. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, then that's all we have for you on Oweleketv Business Time. My name is Chiwando Osisiago. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Oweleketv. Do have a wonderful day and thank you for watching.